Well, are you ready?
Yes.
From here starts the speaking test. This is the speaking mock test of the International English Language Testing System taking place in Ras IELTS Academy. The candidate is Bahar Fakhri Muqaddam. The candidate number is 014-13278. The examiner is Joseph. Examiner number 443533. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Joseph. Would you please tell me your full name?
My name is Bahar Fakhri Muqaddam.
And what can I call you?
Bahar.
Can I see your identification, please?
Sure.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. In the first part of the exam, I will ask you some personal questions. First, I'd like to ask you about friends. What kind of people do you like to have as friends?
Actually, I don't have many friends, but I try to become friends to people who are confident because I believe they can give that confidence to me too.
Do you like face-to-face conversations with people?
Yes, I prefer meet my friends because I'm not a huge fan of chatting on social media.
And how often do you meet your friends?
Actually, when I was younger, I used to meet them at least once a week, but these days, because of this pandemic, I couldn't see them.
Now let's move on to talk about taking a break. How often do you take a break?
To be honest, I like to go on holidays. After my exams, I prefer to have a short road trips.
What do you usually do during a break?
We usually go to north of Iran on holidays, and I always go to beach.
Do you prefer a long break or several short breaks?
Definitely several short breaks. I think they're better than a long break.
Now let's move on to talk about science. Did you like science as a subject back in school?
Definitely no, because my major is not related to science. I study math.
What kind of science lessons did you take at school?
I have chemistry and physics.
And how has science helped you learn better?
As I mentioned, I'm not good at science at all, but I think if I practice more, chemistry lessons would help me a lot in my physics.
All right, so this is the end of part 1. In part 2, I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 2 minutes. Before you talk, you'll have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and you can make notes if you wish. But don't worry if I stopped you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, the topic is describe a thing that you bought and felt very pleased about it. Here's your cue card. Here's your pen.
Thank you.
And you have 1 minute to think about it and make notes. Your 1 minute time starts now. All right, your 1 minute preparation time is over, and you can speak for up to 2 minutes starting from now.
I want to talk about a book. It named I Could Leave Me If I Could. I Leave Me If I Could. It's written by my favorite singer. Her name is Halsey. She's an American singer, and the book is a collection of poetry. I really enjoy to read these poems because I'm very interested to know people's lives and their stories, and this book is also about her life, what is like as a well-known person, and her mental issues and these things. And I should add another thing that is very important for me. It's my camera. Actually, it's a gift which my dad gave me 3 years ago. However, I don't go to any related courses about photography. I believe I can take good photos, and my family always tells me that I have talent in it. Unfortunately, these days, because I don't have much free time, I can't go to photography courses, but I'm planning to do it in the summer. But I don't think I'm going to do it as a professional work, because I'm not interested to do this as a job.
All right, your 2 minute time is over. Please hand me back a pen and a paper. Thank you. All right, now let's move on to part 3. We've been talking about something you bought that you felt so pleased about it. And now I'd like to ask you some questions related to this. Do people in your country try new gadgets and appliances in the market? Why? Why not?
I don't think so. I think Iranian people don't like to somehow try new things. Maybe the most important reason is we can't easily access to new gadgets in our country, and we have to wait for a while to be able to buy them.
And some people find it easy to follow instructions while assembling a gadget, but others find it difficult. Why is it so?
I think always when we want to try a new thing, it could be different for us, but after a while it will easier and be used to it.
All right. Do people feel uncomfortable using new products at home or work? Why and why not?
As I mentioned, it's not easy for them at first, but I think when they used to it, they become interested in them.
Do people feel, well, this is what I asked already. Do advertisements play a key role in promoting innovative and trendy products these days?
Definitely yes, because I think advertisements introduce us new things, and without them we can't be aware of what is trend these days.
And are people now preferring to buy local products than imported items? Why and why not?
Could you please?
Sure, I'll go again. Are people now preferring to buy local products than imported ones? Why and why not?
I don't think so because I'm not like this. I prefer to buy important things, not just simple things.
And do you think good decision making can be taught?
I think schools have plays actually the most important role these days, and we can learn a lot of things, not just about our subjects from school. But unfortunately, in my country, it's not like this, and our schools just focus on education. They don't introduce us gadgets and how we can use technology.
And did you have the same experience?
Yes, for sure. But I think they have to add some more useful classes, like how we can use computers, because I think most of people know this, how to use computers, but maybe someone don't know it, and the schools have to learn them.
All right, this is the end of the speaking tests. Now you can take a deep breath and relax, and please give me 2 minutes time to review your performance.
Okay.
Speaking course. This course is made up of 5 offline speaking videos in which you will learn all the necessary tips and techniques to take the IELTS speaking test with a high score.
Tell me about your family. Do you like...
In addition to that, you will have access to useful grammar and vocabulary resources. Once you finish your course, you will have 1 online mock test of speaking, along with comprehensive feedback under the same exam conditions.
Interesting question.
Join us to become our next successful candidate.
All right, welcome back, and let's review what you did and how you did today. Of course, as you may know, there are 4 criteria to review the performance and assess your speaking performance. The first one is fluency and coherence. The second is lexical resource, which is the vocabulary. The third is grammatical range and accuracy, and the fourth is pronunciation. So let's move on to the first one, that's fluency and coherence. I gave you a 6 in this part. You were able to keep going, to speak at length and really provide answers that are coherent. You're not going off topic, you're not going astray, you're not losing track of your sentences, and you are coherent and fluent. But you need to use a wider range of connectives, fillers and boosters. You try to show your capability in using a wider range of connectives, and this will definitely make you 7, at least 7. If you pay attention to this part, this is definitely going to make a change in your overall band score. So let's move on to a lexical resource, and that's the vocabulary. You had a very good control over what words to choose for each of the questions, and your answers were to the point, and you used a wide range of vocabulary, and that is perfect. But you need to paraphrase the questions. When we're talking about, for example, the advantages and disadvantages, you have to pay attention to this. Try to rephrase and reword the question. That helps you a lot. That, first of all, that will give you time to think about the ideas. And second of all, that shows that you know a lot of synonyms. When we're talking about advantages and disadvantages, you can for example, say, yes, the pros and cons are, the benefits are,
Yeah.
So this way you show the examiner that you have a control over a wider range of vocabulary. This will definitely help you. Grammatical range and accuracy. So you were 6 for vocabulary. with regards to grammatical range and accuracy, I also gave you a 6 here because you used a mix of simple and complex structures. So you used the simple structures beautifully. You were able to form these sentences. But you need to also form complex, compound sentences, the conditional sentences. If I were, I would. Okay? You could, for example, use subordinate clauses. Diversify your use of grammar. But you were perfect when it comes to the simple forms of the sentences. You had a very few mistakes. You said it's named. You were talking about the book. It's named, or it's titled. That would be a better choice for you. It's titled blah blah blah. For example, you said we used to it, we are used to it, or we get used to it. So this is only a few mistakes here and there when it comes to grammar, but you did a good job here. When it comes to pronunciation, you were natural. You sounded natural. And everyone has their own accents. We're not talking about accents when it comes to pronunciation. We're talking about the stresses and where to put this stress on which syllable, which you really, you paid a close attention to this and you did very well in this part. But there are occasional mistakes like poetry instead of poetry, or collection instead of collection, and I'm aware instead of I'm aware. So if you pay attention to this part of the pronunciation, you would do definitely a better job and you would increase your band score. Try to pay attention to the rise and fall. You should not be monotonous. You should be. You should use the rhythm and the music and what we call the intonation. You should have the natural intonation. But we're not talking about, again, accents. We're talking about the intonation and the natural performance. So your overall band score would be 6. You're a solid 6 for now, but you have the potential to be 7 easily without
Thank
any
you.
effort. Do you have any questions, all
No,
concerned?
thank you.